Hello and welcome to the Viking Success Introductory Workshop. My name is Rose Marash and I am an academic coach in the Disability Services Office and also a part of the Viking Success team. Today I want to help with introducing you to a Viking Success and how it's used on campus as a tool to help with retention and intervention. Overall, Viking Success is an interactive platform for students, faculty, and staff to collaborate towards improving academic achievement.
Over 500 institutions use Starfish, but we call it Viking Success.
Below is a quote that I took from the Starfish website that I think does a great job explaining what the program is. It reads, Starfish puts students at the center of a connected ecosystem where advisors, faculty, and staff can work together to empower students to achieve their academic, career, and life goals. So what's nice about Viking Success is that with a few clicks of a mouse, students have access to their campus connections and academic information all in one place. Overall, Viking Success makes outreach easy and allows faculty and staff to work as a team to ensure students are given the necessary tools to succeed. First, I'd like to give you an idea of what your students see when they log in to Viking Success. This homepage for students not only contains their direct connections for the semester, but also supplies students with departmental information without options for outreach. And if a student is referred to reach out to faculty, a faculty member, or office, they can easily go to their Viking Success Network and search for the contact. You'll see next that each of the students has a group of their connections. Next to each of their connections' name is an ellipses or 3 dots. And by clicking these dots, the students have the option of contacting a connection, scheduling an appointment with the connection, if the connection has set this up, which we'll go over how to do later in the workshop, and also read more about their connection in a bio. So once the bio has been set up and enabled for view, which we will also go over later on. The student also sees a block of information about their services. Seen here are academic counseling, the Black and Hispanic Male Initiative Office, and Blackboard technical support. So like their connections, there is an ellipses to which the students can click to find out more about the office, how to contact the office, and the ability to schedule an appointment with someone in the office if that's enabled. As mentioned previously, there's a section at the top for students to search for a specific service or person on campus. So let's say you've referred a student to speak with someone from a specific office, but the student lost the person's email, address. They can easily go to the Viking Success and search for the person's contact information there. Some campus connections enable the option to allow students to make appointments with them via Viking Success. If this option is enabled, students can view open meetings, dates, times, and the duration allowed for the meeting. We will go over how to set up this information later on in the workshop. This is a valuable tool not only for students, but also for faculty and staff because Viking Success can sync with your WCC Outlook calendar, allowing students to only see available times displayed for scheduling meetings. So if you choose not to sync your WCC Outlook calendar, then students will be able to schedule meetings during times you may have a conflict. Therefore, enabling Viking Success to sync with your WCC Outlook calendar makes scheduling appointments easy without the hassle of deciding on what time works best for you and your students. Students also have a section in Viking Success called the dashboard, which displays upcoming assignments listed on Blackboard, any flags, kudos, to-dos, or scheduled meetings on campus. So this page is a one-stop shop for students for notifications and reminders to get their tasks done. So as long as a professor assigns work through Blackboard, the student will be able to see upcoming due dates here. So how do you get started? It's a simple thing, really. First, I'll show you where to log in and how. Then I will go over ways to personalize your account for you and your students. And then finally, I'll explain ways to familiarize yourself with some intervention strategies that will help you to communicate with your students and other academic success advocates on campus. As I go through the steps, I'll take you with me through Viking Success and show you where to go and how to accomplish using Viking Success on a basic level. First, we'll go over logging in. There are three main ways in which you can access the login for Viking Success. You can go to the Viking Success webpage, My WCC, or use a quick link. I suggest going to the Viking Success webpage as a home base for login because there is helpful information such as user guides and tutorial videos included on the page as well. You can also direct your students to the webpage if they have any questions about how to use Viking Success. So we'll click on the Viking Success informational page on the main SUNY WCC website. As you can see, this login is right at the top of the page. However, for future reference, if you're ever having difficulty with using Viking Success, you can scroll down to the bottom and click on Faculty and Staff Resources. Here you will find information about Viking Success as well as instructional guides for using the program. The guides use visuals as well as step-by-step instructions for reference on using tools provided in Viking Success in the most efficient and effective way. At this time, we're going to scroll back up to the top of the page and click on Login. Here you will log in using your WCC credentials. If you've forgotten your WCC password, you will not be able to access Viking Success until you've changed your password. So once you've logged on to Viking Success, your browser should give you the option to remember your password and save the credentials for future use. Once you've logged on, you can begin to customize your profile. Customizing your profile is easy and important to do. Not only does it allow your students to know who you are and read about your accomplishments as a professor, they may find something in common with you that makes them want to look forward to attending your class or your office. Or you may have attended a college that they aspire to attend. We're not only here as educators, but advocates for student success. To begin, click on the three lines located in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. This is your menu bar. Next to your name, you'll see a little arrow and you'll click on that for more options. You'll want to click on Institutional Profile to get started. On this page, you can upload a photo of yourself, input your title, and edit your contact information. When you scroll down, there are two options to check off. These options will allow students to schedule an appointment with you and view your profile by clicking on the ellipses next to your name on their Viking Success page that we went over earlier. There's also a spot for general overview and your biography. When you're finished with this part, click Submit and your progress will save. After including your personal information and contact information, make sure to edit your email and notifications and update your appointment preferences so that students know when your office hours are and how to best contact you. To edit your appointment preferences, click on the tab at the top of the page next to Institutional Profile that is titled Appointment Preferences. In this tab, you can choose your appointment length, scheduling deadline, and choose whether students can see if drop-ins are allowed. You can also add a location. When working remotely, you can choose the location to be virtual office and include a link that you use to meet students remotely. Once you've input your preferences, click Submit to save. Next, click on the Email Notifications tab to edit email notifications and reminders. This is also the area where you can click the box next to Read Busy Times for my external exchange calendar. However, just clicking this box isn't going to sync your Outlook calendar with your Viking Success. After clicking this box, you'll need to click Submit to save your options and then open up your Outlook. If you're doing this from home, you'll need to remotely log into your desktop using VDI or call IT for help. To give you an idea of how to use an instructional guide, I'm going to open up one about syncing your Outlook calendar with Viking Success. You'll see how easy it is to follow along. So we will scroll through the beginning as it takes you through logging in and getting to the point where you check off the option to read busy times off your Outlook calendar. Once you're in your Outlook, make sure you're in your calendar. If you don't know where to go, there is a small calendar icon you can click on in the bottom left-hand corner that should bring you there. Once you're in your Outlook, make sure you're in your calendar. If you don't know where to go, there's a small calendar icon you can click in the bottom left-hand corner that should bring you there. In the calendar, you will find where it says calendar under My Calendar, and right-click to bring up options. Select Share, then Calendar Permissions. This will open up a dialog box where you can click the Add button under the Permissions tab. Another box will pop up, and this one should look familiar. This is the box that pops up when you search for coworkers at SUNY WCC in the email function. The first step is to search for Starfish Mail in the global address list and select the Starfish Mail entry. Then click the Add button at the bottom of the Add Users window and click the OK button. Once you've added the Starfish Mail, make sure the permissions level is selected as the reviewer and full details is clicked next to read. Under the delete items, none should be selected, and in other, the option for folder visible should be selected. Now click OK to apply the changes. And voila, you've now synced Viking Success to read your busy times in your SUNY WCC Outlook calendar to avoid students from scheduling meetings that conflict with scheduled events on your SUNY WCC Outlook calendar. Although you've synced your SUNY WCC Outlook calendar with your Viking Success calendar, you're still going to need to make sure that your office hours are set up so that students can schedule meetings with you. By doing this, you'll go to the drop-down menu and click on Appointments. At the top, you'll see a spot that says Office Hours, and you'll click on that. This is where you're going to add your office hours. What's extremely important is that you make sure that you put in a start date and an end date, or else students will be able to schedule appointments with you during the times that you may not be on campus, because in Viking Success, it's reporting that you don't have an end to your office hours. So during holidays, you want to make sure that this is taken care of. So what you'll do is you'll want to click on the drop down where it says never, and you'll select end of term, or if you know there's a specific date that you're going to be ending those office hours, you can click on date. If you click on date, the date will show up here, and then you're just going to click submit. Now that your personalization preferences have been updated and saved, you can start to familiarize yourself with the program. So not only do you use Viking Success as a tool of communications with students to schedule appointments during your office hours, but you also get to use it as a tracking tool to aid with intervention and retention strategies. Throughout the semester, 4 progress surveys are dispersed to track the academic progress of students. These are important to complete so that programs can maintain up-to-date progress reports on the student success. When a progress survey is distributed, you'll receive an email notifying you to complete them, and there will also be an announcement on your Viking Success homepage. If you click on the announcement, it will bring you to the progress surveys you need to complete. So now let's talk about tasks. There are 4 tasks: flags, referrals, to-dos, and kudos. Each of these are intervention tools to help a student succeed academically while at WCC. To assign a task to a student, go to the main menu and click on Students. Make sure you are in the My Students tab. When you are in a certain tab, it will be highlighted to differentiate your current view from the closed tabs. Each student listed has information readily available in an overview if you click on their name. In this function, a dialog box will open, and you will have the option of viewing the student's academic information. And the overview includes their major, graduation requirements, credits earned, AccuPlacer test results, and more. You can also click on Info in this area for more detailed information about the student. Other data available are courses the student is taking, any tracking items the student has in place, upcoming meetings, and notes between faculty and staff on campus regarding interactions with the student. The student's SUNY WCC ID and contact information is also underneath their photo if the photo is available. When done reviewing any necessary info, you can simply X out of the box. Next to each student is a checkbox. If you click on the checkbox, you can assign whichever task you need to the student. Once a task is assigned, the student as well as everyone in their Success Network is notified via their SUNY WCC email. Let's go over what each task does. Once a task is assigned to a student, they go into tracking. All offices, professors, and individuals a part of the Student Success Network can see the tasks in their tracking tab. First, we'll talk about flags. These are important alert tools to help you indicate when a student is missing class, missing textbooks, missing work, missing tests, etc. By raising flags, the student and other members of their Success Network are notified to help the student get back on track. To close a flag, click on the tracking tab, find the student, click the checkbox next to their name, and click resolve. Don't forget to include a note as to how the task was resolved so others in the Student Success Network can see that it has been taken care of and how. Another task to assign to a student is a referral. Referrals can be selected as options to refer students to specific areas of help needed. For example, you can refer a student to an academic counselor if they need to drop a class or if they need assistance with their academic track. If a student needs to go to the Academic Support Center or the ASC for tutoring services, you can assign a to-do with a deadline attached to make sure that the student gets the help they need outside of class. Kudos are also a great tool to use for your students. Too often we focus on the negative and forget how important it is to acknowledge the accomplishments of students who are succeeding. Therefore, kudos function serves as an alert to recognize the student for doing a great job in class. There are also other ways to communicate with students through Viking Success. Student communication is key to their success on campus. By using message, this sends an email to your student. I highly recommend checking the box to also send a copy to your email since there is not a sent box for your records. Messages only go to the student. However, if you want to write a note regarding the student, whether it be regarding class or a recent meeting, you can do so. Notes are available for the student, faculty, and staff to see almost like updates on progress. So notes help keep everyone on the same page so issues aren't addressed more than once by multiple individuals on campus. Just remember that no confidential information is to be shared in a note. Therefore, if a student is seeking services from personal counseling or the Disability Services Office, this cannot be disclosed by anyone other than the student due to confidentiality laws. If a student is referred to one of those services and you need to close a tracking item or task, then you can simply state in the note that outreach was provided and referrals were made to the appropriate offices. So that was a quick overview for Viking Success. Remember, if you ever need any help, either for you or your students, student resources as well as faculty and staff resources are available as reference guides to using the program. Also available by request is an assignment you can give to your students to help them become familiar with Viking Success. I hope you've learned a lot today on how to include Viking Success into your everyday routine and helping students reach their full potential. Remember that the main purpose of Viking Success is to keep everyone on the same page and help students succeed in their academics to reach their academic, career, and life goals. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch today and to continue to be a part of our action-oriented campus community, as Dr. Miles would say, to keeping our students on track towards academic success.